we're getting reports. Unfortunately, the number 150, that's the Team Bilstein car. It's made it into the barrier at the exit of Metzgesfeld.
Looks pretty nice out. It's meant to dry up a little bit later, so I think qualifying is really just information for us to get used to what the track might be like if it's wet. But, well, I say might be like, it's definitely very wet at the moment. Now, of course, Manny being our resident Bilstein goat, we put him out first in these tricky conditions. This is where a pro driver can really make the difference. And sensibly, of course, Steve and I were paying full attention to Manny's lines. Frankly, the conditions looked awful. F1 would never, but of course, our boy Manny would.
Good, very slippery, so pretty much as yesterday, it's just more water than in the taxi laps. I felt great. It's a lot of work actually, because you always have to do these small corrections and be aware of that it might oversteer and slide, but yeah, it was quite fun. I like these conditions, and it's the same for everyone. Everyone has wet tires, so this is pretty cool.
So qualifying done, first in class and 17th overall. Is that our highest, 17th? Overall, it's just that easy. But yeah, what else should I say? Bingle, bingle, ring, stringle. So as always, a little bit of a break now. I'm going last in this race, so I'm not sure I'll be driving the wet or dry. But actually, who's going first? Yeah, nice. I feel comfortable. Yeah, it's fine. Right, let's go. As you can see, it's still pretty wet at the moment. Just trying to find our car. It's somewhere around here. Yeah, we qualified P17 overall, so we're actually quite far out, a long way ahead of the rivals, which is nice. So really our goal, I think, given that the whole race is probably going to be a bit like this, like greasy and horrible, and it's probably for the best that we just take it easy. You know, I think the pace is good, the car is good, there's no need to take any risks, and really our biggest danger is going to be other cars. So Steve's starting, we'll go talk to him in a second. Manny second. I'm hopefully going to get to finish the race. Every time I've tried to do so far, we've like DNF'd. Looks very good.
In a moment, but a 4-hour race that lies ahead.
GT3.
Casually in front of a GT3 car. Manny just, as ever, butchering everyone else, you know. Carving everyone up.
Butchie Wutchie.
Little Butchie Wutchie.
Little Butchie Wutchie. What are you thinking, Ali?
What?
What are you thinking, mate?
The last race, we're going to take the win, hopefully.
There you go. It's decided. We're just going to win. It's decided right here. Can you do an orange justice for us, please, mate?
No.
Come on, mate. It's for viral content.
Viral content?
For viral content.
Oh, I just forgot how to do it.
Yeah.
The cars have already made their way out of Galgenkop. They're furiously weaving back and forward with the wet tyres on, so they're still trying to generate enough temperature for the start of this race. And our number 3 pole sitter, Klaus Bachler, right behind the Porsche. Hello there. Hotel on the left-hand side. I'm sure there'll be a few watching at the window there as this huge field of 123 cars comes through, and it's green flag in the air. We're racing for the 55th Adener ADAC Rundstrecken Trophy. The cars rush down the hill. incoming reports. Unfortunately, the number 150, that's the Team Bilstein car driven by Steve Alvarez Brown. It's made it into the barrier at the exit of Metzgesfeld.
So Steve just has some contact on the first lap of the barrier. Just pushing a bit too hard, I think, in the wet. Just went a bit too far into the corner and just couldn't slow down. He came into the pits just now. There's a massive vibration on the straight, but he's back out now. Of course, lost a lot of time, but better come in, better safe than sorry. That vibration was huge on the straight.
Good news for fans of the 150 Black Falcon Bilstein car. It's going at full racing speed. So, despite that contact with the barrier at Metzgesfeld, it's carried on.
Did someone say laugh the first challenge? I'm fairly sure at this point Steve just does it for the content. Content aside, his mistake had put us about 2 minutes behind the next car in our class. And you might not think it from the contact, but Steve is actually really quick in these conditions. And it was only a matter of time before he started to reel in the cars in front of us. Steve recovered super well, already now right up behind first place, because the GE Tyres car that was leading crashed. T1 went off into the gravel, so we're now in second. Steve just homing in on P1, so last the first challenge. That's the Aston there. That's the leader, and there's Steve. Yeah, he's catching so quickly. I'm pretty confident he'll be on in this lap, but like it's quite hard to pass though because there is a dry line now, but off that it's just wet still, so risky to pass, but getting close. Steve's recovery drive was frankly just outstanding. By the time he came into the pits and Manny got into the car for his stint, we were back in the lead of our class. With Manny in the car now, it's up to him to do what he does best. Go fast.
What? How long? Yeah, it was brave. Very brave. And fortunate views to put the brave. I mean, they're leading very strongly at the moment from the number 148 car of Tobias Miller, which runs in the Cup 2 car.
You are watching a master at work.
Yeah, join me once again on the staircase of doom. It's making our way down to the pit box now. It's been a bit of a comeback, really, from being last in class after a mistake from Steve to now leading by nearly 2/3 of a lap. Manny and Steve putting in the work. Manny very quick, runs slick tyres now. There's a full dry line all the way around, so we'll be continuing that as I get into my stint. But I'm looking forward to this last race of the year. So. Hopefully we can bring it home.
Now the fan favourite car number 150, BMW GT4, leading its class, having with Steve Brown on board earlier on, ended up in the barrier on lap 1 at Metzgesfeld, but they've fought back. Jimmy Broadbent at the wheel right now, leading in category in SP8T and 20th overall, and they continue their very strong season. They've had 2 class wins so far this season, and they're in a good spot to make it 3.
Our last stint at the Nurburgring in 2024 in our awesome BMW M4 GT4, and I have the anchor stint. I get to bring this thing home. But the car doesn't quite feel 100% after the contact, a little bit sluggish in some areas of the circuit, but still I'm feeling confident. But it wasn't until I got into the car that I realised we were actually missing that right mirror, and that's a mirror that I always check for traffic, so I found it a lot harder to understand who was behind me at any given moment. It was kind of spooky. But my eyes are firmly forward on this traffic, and this is one of the things that I've learned about racing at the Nurburgring for the last few years, is that traffic is just, it's difficult. It's hard to always understand where you need to place the car in order to get the car in front of you to see you, to get out of your way. Here's a prime example here with this yellow Porsche in front, just trying to find the easiest way around whilst not getting off the throttle. It's hard because if he comes across at the last second, that's contact and it's race over. But regardless, we were steadily working our way up the standings, up to P21, P20 overall now after our incident earlier on in the race. And I come across this TCR car. Now the TCR cars are a bit slower over the course of a lap round here, but to be honest, they're not that much slower. And whilst trying to overtake him, I get lunged by the fellow Black Falcon Cup car. So it's always give and take around here with traffic, and it can be a bit frustrating, especially in these moments where you know you're faster than the car in front, but you just have to be patient and wait for your opportunity, no matter how long it takes to come. And I figured, given that it's our last NLS race of the season, I'm going to give you a full commentator lap of this awesome Nurburgring Nordschleife circuit on board in our BMW M4 GE4 and T1 coming up, and already our first mistake. I just got a bit too deep on the brake there. Apex is somewhere over there. Let's just call it the wet line. Why not? Although actually saying that, this part of the circuit, as you can see, is still pretty damp in places. So just trying to find that little bit of dry tarmac on these tyres, making sure that we don't run off into that green on the exit there. Very, very slippy out there. Now trying to hook the curb through this Mercedes arena section, just trying to open up this right-hander as much as possible. But you're seeing really struggling with traction through there. This part of the track, it ranged quite a bit on this part of the track throughout the race, and just made it quite difficult to get through here in one piece. Now the little hairpin here, trying to get into the inside using the camber, controlling the oversteer on exit, and now into this little left-right section. This left, we usually use that little bit of green on the inside there, but again, it's a bit damp right now, and in the wet, you kind of want to try and avoid those, otherwise things go wrong. Through the Bilstein corner, using all of the exit there, and now down, I say it's a back straight here, it's not really a straight, is it? But this little right-hander, this kink, is a lot more of a corner in the wet. Luckily it's fully dry, so we're completely flat through here. Looking for our braking marker just after the 100 board, through the Vidal chicane. Going to use 5th gear for here and just roll the car through. You can use 4th, but this car has good torque, and the run to this next corner really isn't too bad. I use 4th through here because I'm just sort of working out what I want to do with these cars in front. That car on the right hand side, that M2 CS, actually is in our class, so putting a lap on him as we now come onto the Nürburgring proper. This is where it gets a lot of fun as we come down towards Hatzenbach, following this Cup 3 car in front, trying to find a way by him. Very, very narrow through here, very bumpy on the right hand side. I decided to just go for it anyway. Don't want to spend too much time stuck behind that car and this part of the circuit, because it can really, really affect your lap times, although it already has as we come through this right-left. You can use the curb on the right there and on the exit if you want to, but I'm in maintenance mode. I don't want to hurt the car at all. It's really easy to bend bits. So, yeah, trying not to do that as we now go over a little crest over the bridge up towards one of my favourite bits of the circuit here, over the Flugplatz. Kind of a bit chill on the throttle through this right hand, and just trying to understand what these cars in front are doing. You're always looking ahead of you when you're racing, just trying to spy the gaps before they emerge. Nice easy long run down here towards Schwedenkreuz, so we get up to about 265 kph, down to 270 almost as we go by this 330i. Now onto Schwedenkreuz, a bit slow for here because in my mirror you can just about see there's a GT3, Falcon GT3, diving up the inside there. I just wanted to give him the room, make the pass as easy as possible for him whilst I don't lose much time. Now looking forward to try and get by this TCR car before we get down towards the Vauxhall. We just get by, very important to get by there because it's kind of one line all the way down the bottom here towards the compression. We're going to be flat through there, listen to the throttle. Lovely, and now we brake up the hill. Do not touch this curb on the left, it will send you to all sorts of shut around locations. And then now through this very slow section at Adenauer Force, just focus on exit here. Exit's what matters because we've got a big run through there. Again, we can run the curb on the left, but we're towards the end of the race now. I'm not taking any risk in the car whatsoever. I don't need to, so we're not doing it. We say hello to Rebel Tree in our brain, and now into this double left-hand section. First corner quite fast through here, and then we're going to brake and aim for this camber on the inside here at Meskersveld. And now we go downhill. Just again, look at this Porsche in front. Where can I pass him? Where can I get through? He's a bit slower down here than I am, so I'm just waiting. Now on the gas, I see him indicating to the left, so I'm going to go right and then pull over and kind of chop his nose off a bit there, but it's my line. Get out of the way. And now through miss, hit, miss. Such a cool corner, this. It's much easier in real life than it is in sim. I'm much worse at that corner in sim. Now the slowest point in the circuit, the only place we use second gear, really. come out of the corner. Car takes off. It really feels very quick out of there when you're put in second gear. Now down to Adenau. Braking just before this little access road on the right. Lots of speed in now, using all the road in the exit. You can just run up to the curb there and now up the hill. Try not to recreate the 8-second Ring King video. You can really carry a lot of speed up there. It was a bit too much on exit there. The tyres sort of slid a bit. I lost a little bit of time there, but you can just sort of see how that corner's taken. Completely flat through here, nice and easy. Now braking hard into Bergwerk. Aim for the inside. Again, you can see how cambered the road is there. It's just, you've got to really follow the cambers around here. It's so important. There's so much speed in those corners. But if you're not in the right place on circuit, then you're going to mess up, you're going to lose time, and you're going to burn the tyres too. So, awesome section up here. This M4 has great torque up the hill, so we just put it in 6th gear and let it run. And 240 kph up here, nearly 250 kph going up the hill, all the flat, all the way up here, no hint of a lift, until we just get towards Mut Curve. And now we're thinking, right, okay, where do I brake here? Get the car straight. You've got a little bit of tarmac on the outside you can use here. I used 5th gear through here. I could have been quicker, but again, the whole theme of this lap really is, whilst it's not slow, we're not pushing 10 temps. We're just guiding the car around. This little kink always catches me out. That speed, then the car slides a bit. Now braking just before the carousel now, so we're just getting it nice and neat and tidy out of here. Long acceleration zone to the exit. Now for the carousel, I take my line is a bit different to other people's lines. A lot of people just run on the concrete, but I always put one wheel down below the concrete between the curb there and the concrete patch. I find it really hooks the car around nicely, really brings you around the corner. But awesome sensation, the carousel, really fast through there. Now up the hill towards the highest part of the circuit, small lift through there. Watch out for this green AstroTurf on the exit. It claims a lot of cars at every race. And now we're up at Hoacht. Highest point in the circuit, a bit of a slide through there, carrying a bit too much speed through, which is, I guess, a good problem to have. And now this is my favourite part of the circuit. How amazing is this? This is where you can really make up time if the car's feeling good. Coming up towards Wimmerman, just sort of lifting the throttle through here. Now back on full gas. I didn't commit enough to this. You see, I just get on the curb in a weird way. It's not a nice bounce, but we get off okay. Now looking forward to the traffic. We'll go to the right of this 3 Series, and then back down the hill. In front of us, the Adrenaline car. Always looking to try and get around them quickly, but you can see they don't really understand where they're going. They're in the middle of the corner, miss the corner, and I have to slow down. Lost a lot of time doing that, but that's traffic round here. You win some, you lose some. Through Bridgeton 2, otherwise known as YouTube Corner, and now up to the ice curve. Again, big curb and exit here you can use, but I don't really want to use it. I just roll next to it, and it just saves the car. Saving the car is such a big part of these races. So saying that, time for Vansgarten. Do we get air? Yeah, we do. Back on the gas here, and importantly actually, when the tyres are worn, you can oversteer with this left-hander here. Very sketchy. Now the Belfast, early 6th gear, and then back on the throttle, full throttle through here. You have to really tell yourself to keep the throttle pinned through here. Very easy to lift because it is scary. It's very, very fast. And now we get towards the end of the lap now. This right hand is a lot quicker than you think it is. Again, big camber here, and camber on this corner too, although you're off camber here, so you want to get as close to that curve as possible. Now the Kleiner Carousel, we do run TC here, so it's important not to activate the TC too much. Just try and straighten the car up nice and exit. See how I reached there for my visor? My visor actually fell down there during that bump, so having to try and multitask a bit on exit. Slow car in front, we are just not going to wait for him. Straight up the inside. We do that, did very much hamper our exit. We lost a lot of speed there, and we're going to lose that speed all the way down the straight now. But now the Dottinger Her, just a bit of a chance to reset. You can see my button there on the radio, just saying, listen, I've got this much fuel left. The car is feeling good. How long do we have left? And then my Sven will come back, our pit engineer, and say, well, listen, you're doing well. Keep going. Big gap. Just keep driving. Don't be a helmet, which I usually do. So down the straight now, getting up to VMAX, 275, 280 kph. Feels quick, especially going underneath the bridge here. Now we come down to the compression. You can see where the car's hit the floor here. Bam! We hit the floor hard. And just roll through again. My visor comes down there, so having to sort that out whilst trying to thread the car through this very fast and then slowing it down nice and neatly for the end of a lap. And that's just one lap of the Nurburgring. That's one lap. That was an 8:42 something. Not my fastest lap around here, but it just shows you how insane this place is. And then the call came over the radio from Sven, our race engineer, saying, one more lap, bring it home. So I made sure to savour every corner, every bit of elevation, every curve from this amazing circuit, and just treat this as a victory lap for the year.
Where's the little man?
Sweaty after that. Yeah, I did the Mark Webber at the end.
And with that, our 2024 season at the Nurburgring comes to a close. 3 wins, 5 podiums, second in class in the N24 and a whole host of pole positions. What a year. It goes without saying by now, but I couldn't have done any of this without the support of all of you at home. To drive at the Nurburgring has been an overwhelming privilege and one that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. The amount of support you've had both off and on the track has been just overwhelming, if I'm honest. A massive thank you to my teammates Steve, Misha and Manny for being amazing all season. Thank you to Bill Stein for putting this whole program together and giving us all this opportunity to live out our dreams. Thank you to Black Falcon for being faultless all season. And to Ravenel, Falcon Tyres and Padgett for helping us along the way. And hopefully we'll see you all next season.